Hi there, my name is Dr. Ross Dyer-Smith. I'm the DXS Clinical Lead for Lambeth CCG and also practicing GP at Riverside Medical Centre in Vauxhall. This is a quick video just to show you how to navigate around DXS. So this is EMIS Web, this is DXS. I'm going to show you a few simple ways to find stuff. So simplest and obvious one is there's a little bar there, so if I want to go and look up something to do with the heart, I can type it in there, either click that or just hit return. This will open up DXS, and basically it's doing what's called a comprehensive search, which basically is looking through all of the content here. You'll also see that those correspond to these up here, so you can narrow it down if you wish, but basically what it does is it divides up what is found in its searches into each of these sections, so education, professional services and medicine. Services basically are national services. Education is stuff that's useful for patients' information. Professional is the educational stuff, so guidance and things like that, and you'll see on the right obviously where it comes from, and you just point and click if you want to go to them. And there's also a bit on medicines down the bottom as well that you may find useful. So that's one way of searching it. The other way, of course, is if I just go back and clear that, you can just open up DXS and obviously just put it in the search bar here and do exactly the same search if you wish. So those are probably the two commonest ways that you will navigate around DXS. Obviously, if you want to go back to your kind of home page, you need to make sure you clear the search so that you're telling DXS that you're not looking for specific content. This will be your home page essentially. You'll see it's selected up there, and obviously it always changes if you've got something in here because it narrows things down. So if you want to go back, you need to make sure that that bar is clear. It shows my PDP log, which you can learn about in one of my other videos, and again you'll see that this is narrowing some content down, but it's narrowing it down by what's new. So that's your kind of basic home page, and you can change what's new depending on how far back you want to look and where it's from. So obviously new Lambeth CCG content there. The other way that you can move about, of course, is just using these tabs up here. So click on education, you'll get a drop down menu here. You can either look at all the leaflets, which are all educational stuff. So if we just go to the first one here, bit of educational stuff for patients. There's obviously patient.co.uk there as well. Go and have a look around some of that content if you're interested. One of the ones I really like is narrowing it down by illustrations. I really like this one because it's fantastic for explaining to patients things like the ear. Not only that, is if you see you've got a magnifying glass there, if you click on it, it opens it up and you can draw things. So there you go, foreign body in the ear. So you can even print these out and save them as well if you want to the patient, so that you've given them there or given them to the patient. Really useful. So if we just go back up here, let's go to all leaflets. You'll also see that there's a little find button here. Again, does pretty much the same thing, but you'll see it's looking in just leaflet title. Or you can narrow it down to where you want to look, but it will be looking just within education. Even if you do comprehensive, it's just going to be looking in here because you've got that selected. So if I put in heart, you'll see all the information regarding to that particular one. I don't tend to use that function too often, if I'm honest. I tend to use the home page and use the search function there. But that's another way. Professional, this is, as I described earlier, mainly stuff for actual content of how to do stuff. So you'll see it's divided up here. Lambeth CCG is the Lambeth content. You'll see that popped out. That's its own separate folder. If you just want to use that, just go to the drop down. Again, you can narrow stuff down by what content you want, what educational content you want, and that's just Lambeth stuff. Again, if you just want to see all of it, go up to the top. This stuff here, down here, is all national stuff, starting with alerts. So it's all very useful stuff, but not relevant to Lambeth, but we'll tell you how to manage things, and got lots of useful information about medical conditions and things like that. Again, you can use the find function, of course, which basically does the same as any other search function within the tabs. Let's go to medicines. Again, pretty much divided up into the therapeutic groups that you'd get within the BNF. And it has all the usual stuff that you'd expect to see. What I tend to do is use this for specifically MRHA alerts. So if I just do put in contraceptive there, and if I just go to the actual combined contraceptives, again into the subgroups that you'd expect to see, and again very common ones that you'll be aware of. So if I select a particular drug, you'll see it opens up, gives all the usual information that you'd expect to see, but it'll also have what's called the MRHA alerts. I find this really useful just because, specifically with the pill, because that conversation, it's very easy to have when you've got that information in front of you, because it's sometimes quite hard to remember. So that's how you can navigate through the medicines section. Again, you can divide it by class or just all medicines there, and it does it alphabetically if you wish. Again, search function if you wish. The other ones, tabs are on here, are services, which are, as a general rule, national services. They're useful. Some patients find some of this information very useful. I probably don't use it quite so much, but if we go and have a look, there's links to British Skin Foundation, National Eczema Society, so a lot of interesting third sector places that you can direct patients to. Drafts is basically your any referrals that you've done that you've saved, they'll go into this draft folder. So that's in a separate video. Hope it's been useful. Please watch some of the other videos if you want to get a bit more information.